chosen one. They're literally holding board meetings about you at this point because your glow-up has them absolutely shook. And what's coming next is going to blow their minds so completely that they'll need to schedule emergency sessions just to process the level of divine abundance, partnership, and recognition that's about to flood your reality in ways that will make everything you've accomplished so far look like warm-up rounds. Someone close to you has been assigned the unofficial role of investigator. They're not malicious about it. They're genuinely curious and maybe a little concerned. This person has been tasked with figuring out your secret. They're watching your social media more carefully, asking subtle questions about your work, your finances, your relationships. They're reporting back to the group with updates that only deepen the mystery. The reports are confusing everyone involved. Last time they checked, you were struggling. You were the one they worried about, the one who seemed to be barely keeping your head above water. You were dealing with setbacks that would have broken most people. Yet somehow, you're not just surviving. You're thriving in ways that don't make logical sense to outside observers. The confusion in their reports stems from one fundamental misunderstanding. They're still measuring your success by their old rulebook. They're looking for the traditional markers of progress, the conventional signs of improvement. What they're missing is that you've learned to play an entirely different game. Your investigator friend keeps coming back with contradictory information. They see you making moves that seem effortless, attracting opportunities that others have to fight for, and maintaining a level of calm confidence that doesn't match their memory of who you used to be. They're trying to solve a puzzle using pieces from the wrong box. The most confusing aspect of their surveillance is that you don't seem to be following any of the standard formulas for success. You're not networking frantically, grinding 18-hour days, or desperately chasing every opportunity that comes your way. Instead, you're moving with a kind of strategic patience that they can't quite understand. You've become what they call a one-person army. While most people need teams, committees, and constant validation to move forward, you've developed the ability to function as a complete ecosystem. You're multifaceted in ways that seem almost unfair to those who are still trying to master just one skill. Your resource generation has become something they can't quite comprehend. Ideas flow through you like water through a spring, constant, refreshing, and somehow inexhaustible. Where others see problems, you see opportunities. Where others see endings, you see new beginnings. This isn't positive thinking or manifestation techniques. This is a fundamental shift in how you process reality. The business ventures, creative projects, or career moves you've made recently have people scratching their heads. They remember when you were uncertain, when you questioned every decision, when you needed their advice for the smallest choices. Now you're making moves with a confidence that seems to come from nowhere, and those moves are working out in ways that defy their expectations. You're not just looking successful, you're radiating a different kind of energy entirely. There's a presence about you that suggests you know something they don't. You carry yourself like someone who has access to information that others are still searching for. This isn't arrogance or pretense. This is the natural result of inner work that has aligned you with your true purpose. The change in your physical presence is particularly striking. You move differently now, speak with more authority, and make decisions with a speed that suggests complete trust in your own judgment. Your body language communicates success before you even open your mouth. This transformation is especially confusing to people who remember when you used to second-guess every choice. Your financial situation has improved in ways that don't follow the typical patterns they understand. You're not just earning more money, you're managing it better, investing it wisely, and creating multiple streams of income that seem to flow naturally from your authentic interests and abilities. This financial stability has created a foundation that allows you to take calculated risks that others see as impossible leaps. While you've been quietly transforming, others around you have been grinding harder than ever. They've been putting in extra hours, following all the conventional advice, networking until they're exhausted, and optimizing every aspect of their approach. They've been working 9 times harder than they used to, yet their results haven't multiplied accordingly. Meanwhile, you appear to be attracting opportunities with an ease that borders on magical. You're not working less, you're working differently. You've learned to align your efforts with your natural talents and authentic desires rather than forcing yourself into molds that were never meant for you. The frustration others feel isn't really about you. It's about the realization that they might have been approaching life in a fundamentally flawed way. Your success is holding up a mirror that shows them how much energy they've been wasting on strategies that don't align with who they really are. You've discovered something that can't be taught in traditional success seminars: the art of sustainable momentum. While others burn out from constant hustle, you've learned to work with natural rhythms and cycles. You understand when to push forward and when to step back and let things unfold organically. The comparison becomes even more stark when they look at your stress levels. While they're constantly anxious about the next deadline, the next payment, the next opportunity, you've developed an almost supernatural ability to remain calm in the midst of chaos. You've learned to trust the process in a way that allows you to navigate uncertainty without losing your center. The networking and relationship building that others struggle with seems to happen naturally for you now. You're not trying to collect contacts or manipulate connections. Instead, you're attracting people who are genuinely aligned with your vision and values. This authentic approach to relationship building has created a support network that actually supports rather than drains your energy. What they don't see is the foundation you've built beneath all this visible success. You've developed an unshakable sense of inner stability that has nothing to do with external circumstances. This stability comes from years of learning to trust yourself even when everyone else questioned your choices. You've cultivated patience that goes beyond simply waiting for things to improve. You've learned to recognize the perfect moment to act, that sweet spot where preparation meets opportunity. This timing isn't luck. It's the result of becoming deeply attuned to the subtle signals that most people miss. Your creative abilities have exploded because you've finally given yourself permission to think outside the boxes that others tried to put you in. You're no longer limiting yourself to what seems realistic or appropriate. You're exploring possibilities that feel authentic to your vision, regardless of whether others understand them. Your relationship with failure has also transformed completely. You no longer see setbacks as evidence of personal inadequacy. Instead, you view them as valuable feedback that helps you refine your approach. This shift has made you incredibly resilient and adaptable, able to pivot quickly when circumstances change without losing momentum or confidence. There was a period in your recent past that changed everything. Though you might not have recognized it as significant at the time, you went through a phase of deep questioning, perhaps even crisis, that forced you to examine every assumption you'd been carrying about yourself and your life. During this period, you encountered people who tried to manipulate your energy for their own purposes. They saw your potential and wanted to harvest it without giving anything meaningful in return. They offered you just enough hope to keep you engaged while systematically draining your resources, emotional energy, and confidence. The beautiful thing about this experience is that it taught you something invaluable. You don't need anyone else to validate your worth or give you permission to succeed. The people who tried to use you inadvertently showed you just how powerful you really are. They wouldn't have been so interested in controlling you if you weren't a threat to their limited worldview. You emerged from this period with a clarity that can't be shaken. You learned to distinguish between people who genuinely support your growth and those who only want to benefit from your energy. This discernment has become one of your greatest assets, protecting your resources and directing them toward opportunities that truly serve your highest good. The following is a message from Mike, founder of the Obsidian Inner Order, powered by Astral Atom. Look, I know you came here for your chosen one video, but I need a minute. If I don't speak this into the field now, I might never forgive myself. Some of us were born into fire, abused, exiled, haunted by truths no one around us could hold. That doesn't mean we're cursed. It means we were chosen to walk through the veil and come back with the map. Inside the Obsidian Inner Order, we gather every week, live on Zoom, face to face. And when I say real people, I mean it. A former military drone operator who now uses his mind as the remote. A millionaire CFO who walked away from everything to become a psychic in Noosa, a spiritual healer once trapped inside a satanic cult, a seer, a sage, a soul who left Mormonism and found the Gnosis instead. These are the ones who gave it all up when their calling hit, and that's just a glimpse. And every call is recorded, so when you're alone, when you're crawling through the dirt of your own awakening, you can press play and feel the field again. This is not for everyone, but maybe it's for you. Can you see yourself among us? Join the Obsidian Inner Order. Link in the description. Thank you all for supporting the broadcast. We quite literally could not do this without you. The meetings about you have uncovered something that's making everyone reconsider their assumptions. You operate from a place of authentic truth in a world full of people who have become comfortable with convenient lies. You don't just talk about integrity, you embody it in ways that make others conscious of their own compromises. While others have been perfecting their personal brands and crafting careful images, you've been doing the unglamorous work of becoming genuinely aligned with your values. You don't claim to be perfect, but you're committed to being real. This authenticity creates a magnetic effect that draws opportunities and people toward you. The contrast is stark and uncomfortable for those who have built their lives on maintaining appearances. They're realizing that all their careful image management has created a hollow foundation that can't support real growth. Your willingness to be vulnerable and honest about your journey has created the kind of solid foundation that can support unlimited expansion. Your commitment to truth extends beyond personal integrity to include a refusal to participate in collective delusions. You're no longer willing to pretend that toxic situations are healthy, that destructive patterns are normal, or that settling for less is wisdom. This honesty makes you both inspiring and threatening to people who have built their identities around these comfortable lies. All this observation and discussion has put you in a unique position. You have people's full attention in a way that can't be bought or manipulated. This attention isn't the fleeting kind that comes from controversy or shock value. This is the deep, sustained interest that comes from authentic transformation. Multiple groups are watching your next moves with genuine curiosity. They want to understand your approach, learn from your methods, and perhaps model some of your strategies. This isn't gossip or judgment. This is recognition that you figured out something important that they're still trying to understand. The communication energy around you is intensifying. People are more likely to reach out with opportunities, collaborations, and resources. They're positioning themselves to be part of whatever you're building because they can sense that you're heading somewhere significant. The spotlight also means that your mistakes and setbacks are more visible than they used to be. Some people are waiting for you to fail, hoping that your success will prove to be temporary or superficial. This added scrutiny could be intimidating, but you've developed enough inner stability to stay focused on your path, regardless of external opinions. Your influence is expanding beyond your immediate circle. People who have never met you personally are hearing about your transformation through mutual connections. Your story is becoming a case study in what's possible when someone commits fully to their own evolution. You're about to experience a level of partnership and support that will surprise you. The universe has been preparing certain people to enter your life at exactly the right moment. These aren't the people who were available when you were struggling. These are individuals who have been doing their own work and are ready to match your energy. The next phase of your journey will introduce you to people who don't need you to shrink yourself to make them comfortable. They're not intimidated by your success or threatened by your independence. Instead, they're excited by your potential and want to contribute to your vision without trying to control or diminish it. This shift won't require you to abandon your independence or compromise your values. The partnerships that are forming will enhance your natural abilities rather than limiting them. You'll discover that collaboration can multiply your impact without sacrificing your autonomy. The quality of opportunities coming your way is about to increase dramatically. Instead of having to create everything from scratch, you'll find yourself being invited into situations that are already aligned with your goals and values. These opportunities will feel like natural extensions of your work rather than dramatic departures from your path. Your financial abundance is also about to expand in ways that support your broader mission rather than just your personal comfort. You'll find yourself with resources that allow you to contribute to causes and communities that matter to you. This expansion of wealth will feel purposeful rather than random. The romantic and personal relationships entering your life will operate from a completely different paradigm than what you've experienced before. These connections will be based on mutual growth and shared vision rather than need and convenience. You'll discover what it feels like to be chosen for who you are rather than what you can provide. Part of what's driving all this attention is your visible transformation of some deep fears that hold most people back. You've learned to navigate the space between independence and isolation, between confidence and arrogance, between success and superficiality. You faced the fear that success might change you in negative ways, and you've proven to yourself that growth doesn't require you to become someone you don't recognize. Your core values have remained intact, even as your capabilities have expanded. Dramatically, the romantic and relationship patterns that used to drain your energy are being replaced by connections that actually fuel your growth. You're no longer attracting people who see you as a solution to their problems or a source of validation for their insecurities. Instead, you're drawing people who are genuinely interested in building something meaningful together. Your relationship with money and material success has also evolved. You've moved beyond the fear that financial abundance might corrupt your values or distance you from authentic relationships. You've learned to see wealth as a tool for greater service rather than an end in itself. The fear of outgrowing your current relationships has been one of the most challenging to navigate. You've had to accept that not everyone in your life will be able to support or understand your transformation. Some relationships have naturally faded as you've grown, while others have deepened and evolved. You're also moving through the fear of increased visibility and responsibility that comes with success. The knowledge that people are watching and learning from your example could be paralyzing, but you've learned to focus on authenticity rather than perfection. You understand that your value comes from being real, not from being flawless. From the outside, you appear to be living a life that others wish they had the courage to pursue. You look like someone who has figured out how to take care of yourself in all the ways that matter, financially, emotionally, spiritually, physically. This comprehensive self-care isn't selfish or superficial. It's the natural result of finally understanding your own worth. People are projecting their own relationship fantasies onto you, assuming that your glowing energy must mean you're being taken care of by someone else. They can't quite believe that you've learned to create this level of abundance and satisfaction for yourself. Their assumptions reveal their own limitations more than they reveal anything about your reality. The truth is that you've become the kind of person that high-quality people want to be around. Your energy is healing and inspiring without being demanding or needy. You've learned to give from overflow rather than obligation, which creates an entirely different dynamic in all your relationships. Your style and presentation have evolved to reflect your inner transformation. You dress better, carry yourself with more confidence, and make choices that reflect self-respect rather than self-doubt. This isn't vanity. It's the external expression of internal worth that you finally claimed. The way you handle conflict and difficult situations has also changed dramatically. Instead of avoiding confrontation or becoming aggressive, you've learned to address problems with calm directness. This approach resolves issues more effectively while maintaining relationships and respect. Your professional presence has become magnetic in ways that transcend traditional networking strategies. People want to work with you not just because of your skills, but because of the energy and perspective you bring to every situation. You've become known for elevating whatever project or team you join. You're part of the group that's being promoted to what some might call a royal court of consciousness. This isn't about superiority or exclusion. It's about alignment with values and energy that support collective growth rather than individual ego. The people in this elevated space are committed to integrity, creativity, abundance, and genuine service. The old patterns of taking advantage of others, manipulating emotions, and demanding something for nothing are being phased out of your experience. You're no longer available for relationships or opportunities that require you to compromise your standards or diminish your light. The people who remain in your inner circle after this sorting process are those who genuinely support your growth and share your commitment to authenticity. These relationships feel effortless because they're based on mutual respect and shared values rather than need and convenience. The professional opportunities that survive this sorting process are those that align with your true purpose and allow you to contribute your unique gifts. You're no longer willing to take jobs or projects that require you to suppress your authentic nature or compromise your values. You've learned one of the most important life skills, how to invest your energy, time, and resources in ways that create compound returns. Every choice you make now is filtered through the question of whether it supports your long-term vision or just provides short-term gratification. Your energy has become precious because you understand its healing and creative power. You're no longer giving it away freely to people who don't appreciate its value. You've learned to be selective about where you focus your attention, knowing that your presence alone can transform situations and people. The multiplication that's coming in your life is the natural result of this wise investment strategy. Everything you've been building is about to expand exponentially because you've created sustainable systems rather than quick fixes. You've planted seeds in fertile ground rather than trying to force growth in barren soil. Your approach to learning and skill development has also become more strategic. Instead of randomly collecting information and experiences, you're focusing on knowledge and abilities that directly support your mission. This focused approach is accelerating your growth and making you increasingly valuable in your chosen field. The financial investments you're making now reflect a long-term perspective that most people never develop. You're thinking in terms of building wealth rather than just earning money, creating assets rather than just accumulating possessions, and generating passive income rather than just trading time for dollars. Your investment in relationships has become equally strategic. You're choosing to spend time with people who inspire and challenge you rather than those who simply provide comfort or distraction. This selective approach to relationships is accelerating your personal and professional growth. You're standing in a place of victory that has nothing to do with defeating others and everything to do with overcoming your own limitations. You've fought against the voices that told you to settle, play small, and accept less than you deserve. You've won that battle, and now you're reaping the rewards of your courage. The obstacles that once seemed insurmountable have become stepping stones to something greater. The people who doubted your abilities are now studying your methods. The circumstances that were supposed to break you have instead revealed strengths you didn't know you possessed. The confidence you've developed isn't based on never failing or always being right. It's based on knowing that you can handle whatever comes your way and learn from every experience. This unshakable self-trust has made you nearly fearless in pursuit of your dreams. Your victory is also collective in nature. By transforming your own life, you've become proof that transformation is possible for others. Your success creates permission for others to pursue their own authentic paths, rather than accepting limitation as inevitable. The next phase of your journey will bring a level of abundance and support that matches the energy you've been cultivating. The people, opportunities, and resources that are coming will feel like natural extensions of who you've become rather than lucky breaks or random coincidences. You're entering a time when your efforts will be met with unprecedented cooperation from the universe itself. The doors that open for you will lead to rooms you've been dreaming about but weren't sure actually existed. The connections you make will feel like reunions with people who understand your vision instinctively. The success that's coming won't require you to sacrifice your values or compromise your integrity. Instead, it will be the natural result of finally aligning with your authentic purpose and allowing that alignment to guide your choices. Your influence and impact are about to expand in ways that will surprise you. The work you've been doing on yourself has prepared you to serve at a much larger scale. You'll find yourself in positions where your authentic voice and unique perspective can reach and inspire thousands of people. Your transformation has been noticed, studied, and validated by the people who matter. Now it's time to enjoy the fruits of all that inner work and step fully into the life you've been creating. The discussion about you isn't going to stop. It's going to evolve into recognition, respect, and collaboration. You've earned this moment. You've done the work. Now let the results speak for themselves.